Hi guys, so welcome back to another vlog. My name is Winston Lim. I'm your student communication ambassador. At the time of recording, today is considered the second or third day of lockdown nationwide, and today's video I'm just gonna talk about a topic that I was supposed to talk a few months ago, which is how to stress less as staff. And today is one of those days that is a prime example that how we can do it as a student. And together with me I have Dan and Jack to talk about it, and we start with Jack and we'll see what he has to say.
Hi.
Jack, tell us how do you feel? First of all, just tell us how do you feel after playing tennis, like right now?
I'm feeling a little bit tired, but overall very good. It's good to be out in the sun, getting all that vitamins and stuff. It's really good to do that. It's important to get outside where you can, surrounded by nature. As you can see here, we're surrounded by grass and trees and things like that. It's good to be surrounded by those things, but I feel good. I feel relaxed.
I think it's important, guys, to feel good despite all the stress, and anything that makes you feel good, anything that keep your blood moving, keep you sweat. I think that's the prime example to release stress. I said prime example, it's not a thing, it's like an example. So what do you think of example today? Like today, me and Jack and Dan as well, we came out to this car park here and we played some tennis. Not really professional, but it's some basic tennis that keeps us going and keeps us moving our body. And
because it's important that, you know, as people are spending loads of time indoors, you're gonna end up building up lots of stress, and it's like it's wounding you up. It's like a spring just wounding and wounding. And then when you do physical exercise, doesn't matter how fit you are or whatever like that, you do physical exercise and you start to release it and you start to feel relaxed about it, and that happens physically and mentally as well. You know, you build up lots of mental stress, and then you go in for a walk or you go for a run or you go to the gym, and you come out, and if you've really put effort into the gym and you've really just given yourself to the gym that one time or that exercise, you'll come away feeling relaxed, because all that stress, that spring, then just relaxes. So it's important to keep physical. It doesn't matter what physique you're in, doesn't matter anything like that. It's important to keep physical.
And that's correct. But I think for me, I would say is the fact that you take the first step, which is getting out of the house. I think that's the very big already. It changed like the whole scene, you know. It's like a scene completely changed. You are free, you see the blue sky, you see green, you feel the wind. It's just different inside your room. Your room, you see your bed, you see your light, and you just see one source of light coming in from the window. But this one is like everywhere. Your eyesight change.
Yeah, and that's it. That is the important thing, to get outside if you can.
So I'm sure there are some viewers who don't like to go outside. What can you say to them in other ways to stress less at stuff?
Okay, so ideally you want to change your location if you can, 2, maybe even 3 times a day if you can. So when you're trying to do work, if you just do it in your bedroom, at lunchtime, go somewhere else. Go to even just your living room. Go and work somewhere else if you can. That'll help. But overall, that's just going to help you work better. In order to be stressless, I think the most important thing is sleep. I think that you've got to get it doesn't even have to be a normal sleeping pattern, but it does need to be a regular sleeping pattern. But that doesn't matter if you're going to bed at 3 a.m. and waking up at 12 a.m. at lunchtime. That's fine as long as you're doing it regularly. As long as that is those are your hours. It's when that starts to become all jumbled that you start to find yourself slipping into chaos, and that's not good.
I do agree about sleep. Getting great sleep is very important, because when you wake up, you feel energized and you don't feel like you know. So I'm sure a lot of students do that, especially after a night out.
And it's fine to have those.
Tell everyone, why is it fine to have a night out? Tell everyone.
Because it's important to have variance in your life. You know, you can't just work all day, every day. You know, even if it's something that you really enjoy doing, you're going to find moments where you just want to do something else. And going out on a night out can be a good way of doing that. So, and it's a good way to socialise, it's a good way to meet people, and it's a good thing to do. But every now and then, if you do it regularly, if it becomes part of your habit, then you might find yourself slinking into no money, and that's when the productivity slides. But every now and then, a night out is a good thing.
At the moment, most of us understand a night out is not possible at the time of recording because we are now in a nationwide lockdown. Anyway, or any gathering that involves more than 2 people is prohibited. Is that a correct English? Yeah.
But socializing will help. Even just ringing up your friends. I know
exactly.
Because a lot of people have gone home to wherever their home might be. Ringing people, not just texting people, physically picking up the phone and speaking to them. For the first time call, whatever it might be, speaking to people, actually speaking to them, will help. It'll keep things social, and that's an important thing. In a time when everyone's telling you to isolate, it's important to stay social wherever you can. So yeah.
And this is one of those prime example to say social, which is just sitting here a few meters apart, and we are talking. See, that's Dan there. That's a nice scene. In fact, that's a nice scene. Let me just look at that. If you use a 50mm lens in this, no, it's true, this framing. But yeah, so hope you guys learned something. And let me see what's the battery percentage. Okay, so we are still at battery percentage, but I want to ask Dan about his opinion.
Yep.
So I'm sure you guys can see Dan. This is Dan here. So Dan, can you tell us about, at the moment, most of our friends and our classmates and most of the students on the university, they are not happy in terms of not able to access facilities, in terms of not having an extension deadline or things like that. So today is one of those days we came out and to stress less. But how about them? What do you think they should do to stop complaining and try to move on?
Just wait, just give it time. This has just been announced, the lockdown essentially, and obviously the lecturers are working at the moment to figure out what we're going to be doing in this situation. They can't reveal everything straight away because they need to negotiate it with the heads of the department, and so we just need to just relax for the week. I think just take the week off, and then just, if we don't start getting answers by next week, send emails, try and make contact. But until then, just relax and just try and make the most of the situation you're in. That can be to enjoy the weather, it can be to continue your work in a different way, working on your paperwork, working on editing if you have footage. So just relax and just continue, but don't go too hard until we get more information. Pretty much, that's my takeaway.
I think that goes on a general point, that to stay positive if you can. Like, it's easy, isn't it, to become really negative in a time like this and think, oh my god, the university's handling it terribly, the government's handling it terribly. But this is a new thing, and you've sort of just got to give it a bit of time for it to sort itself out. I imagine this is a terrible angle of me, but I'm staying relaxed. It can be done while at uni.
So guys, I hope you learned something from this video, and the best way to stress less as staff is to fix your mindset and get your mindset right. And in times like this, it's gonna be hard, but let me tell you, if you don't try, you'll never know. And there's one quote Jack used to put in his email, which is, if you don't do what you are right now, you will never know what you will become. From Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, it is.
So we're learning, and I hope you enjoy and can take away something from this vlog. Make sure you learn something every day, alright? Don't just sit there like the tree. Goodbye everybody.